But thanks again. Thanks for joining. We thought we should have this week's session, and of course, as everyone kind of is aware, this is a sort of a holiday season, and so we've adjusted this. Sort of what would have been our tomorrow session. Could have brought it forward today. I had a discussion with Mike about it as well, and I'm sure that we all would have seen the notification a few days ago. Anyway, again, I must say thanks for joining this session. We would just be going through again a quick summary of TitanX's impending milestones. There's milestones within the ecosystem, and I will suggest after that we can open up for discussions. We know that there is a streaming that is going to occur at 5 p.m. GMT time, well, GMT, and that will provide, I think, the Blazers team a good opportunity to give us an update as to where Inferno is, the status, and when exactly it will launch. I think we've got some information on that. I think it's the 26th of this month, so next week, Friday, if I'm correct. So there is quite a bit happening within the ecosystem, and I think with these sort of sessions we can keep on top of that. Okay, on that note, let me crack on, and just if you don't mind, I'm actually not on my laptop, so I'm actually going to have to flip between pages of my sort of my phone here. Now, let me just quickly give us a quick overview on the stats, the TitanX distribution stats. Liquid is just a little over 27%. In terms of numbers, it's 36.5 trillion tokens. That's liquid supply. I'm just rounding it up to 36.5 trillion tokens, and that's what we have on the market. In terms of buy and burn, so far, the buy and burn function has bought and burnt. Let's see, it's 58 trillion, just over 58 trillion, which is quite good. And I must encourage everyone. I think Jude may mention this. Please take a look at Helios. That is probably a sleeping giant there. The buy and burn function on Helios is doing really well. Very comparable to what we have with TitanX. So I would suggest we all take a look at it. It may very well be that come day 369, we would have less. We most certainly would have less than last time I checked, which was a couple of days ago. I think we have circulating supply with Helios is just over 500 billion tokens. If you kind of extrapolate and see if the protocols function as we expect, you can imagine what may very well happen once we enter into a hyperdeflationary stage on the TitanX protocol side. So it is important to just keep an eye on that. That's all. Just moving on to the BOT protocols. So in terms of numbers, again, it's not much has changed. 7.78 from what I can see, or 7.76% of the total TitanX tokens. In terms of numbers, so we're looking at about 16, just over 16 trillion. Again, on Hyper, if you don't mind, I would just like to just mention that anyway. Sorry, I mean, let's see. Hyper is, in terms of percentage, well, in terms of percent, it's 5.83% over 16 trillion in terms of numbers. So long and short of it, these are again the vitals that we keep an eye on. I'm not going to bother going through the state. Not much has changed from last time. So let's just move on to the buy and burn. The buy and burn function. So V2, we still have over 5 trillion, well, no, 5 trillion. I mean, I went 5.9 million USD worth of E, and I'm just rounding that up. Let me take a quick look at V1. V1 is 15.6 million worth of E. So that's in USD. In total, it's still over 20 million USD worth of E, which is really good. I think on that note, let me kind of pause here. There are other things I would like to bring to our attention, but I'd like to kind of pause here and hand over to Mike to give us an update of things he may have uh, for us. And Mike, I think you wanted to touch upon Hyper a couple of weeks ago. I don't know whether you have any insights there to share, but let me hand over to you, and then of course after you, we can hand over to give us an update on Helios. Now, I think we have team members from Blaze, so Utah Crypto. I think you can decide what you want to give us today. I mean, here, or whether you want to keep, just leave it for the streaming that will be happening in about an hour and it's about an hour and a half. In any case, Mike, over to you.
Hey, Plan A. It's all nice being here, and Plan A is actually traveling today, so it's pretty good that he was able to make it here. And we decided to just move it to today because man, Plan A is on holiday, spending those gains. So
yeah. Come, we hope. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all in all, well, I feel good today. I mean, first, one, sun is shining, and two, we're all here. And thirdly, actually, there is a Jake interview later on. So this is pretty good. He's going to be on the Blaze channel. So I'm not exactly sure when was the last time when he was live at all, Jake, I think. But I think there was a Hyper interview. I think that was some time ago. I don't know, 3 months or something like that. I'm not so sure exactly, but I think this is I'm really looking forward to that later on. So yeah, I mean, let's see about that. I'm trying to pin the YouTube link here to the Spaces embed post. No, anyway, I think I cannot find the right button here to pin it on top of it. I'm gonna try a bit later on, but nevertheless, I think I think Plan A you mentioned regarding Hyper. I'm gonna talk a little bit just in general about the key upcoming dates, what's gonna happen, and maybe I can touch on Hyper. Maybe I can make a separate video or something. But I mean, for now, I think one of the biggest things which are coming up is obviously the day 280, and that's going to be in around 2 weeks time, and the 3rd of August 2024. So if you on the first day made a 280 day miner, and it's going to be unlocked on day 81 obviously, but for sure there's going to be a 9.7% of the total supply increase. So 9.7%. So that's quite a bit. There's definitely going to be the biggest day of TitanX history up to now, with the biggest supply increase in just one day. So I think that's definitely something which is going to come up. So that's going to be a lot of inflation which is going to come in. And so I mean, most of the things is like, I think we had the last 2-3 weeks, the price has been pumping of TitanX on Hyper and all the other coins as well in the ecosystem. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen after the day 280. I've heard some people writing some tweets where they are waiting on the sideline with all the people who are probably very early on, and they want to exit in some ways. So probably catching the dip. So definitely going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen. And potentially even the more interesting part is going to happen is like between day 280, right, to day 369, where we're going to have the payout, the biggest payout, which I think there's around 8.7 million right there. So it's going to be very interesting what's going to happen between day 280 to day 369. And yeah, this is going to be, and day 369 is going to be around 30th of October. So this is something which is for me, I'm definitely looking at the numbers, and I'm also doing looking in the background to see what is going to happen, and well, act appropriately, I guess, right? So and then the next, if you just look at the supply, so we have the day 280, and the next bigger one is also going to be on the 15th of September. So that's day 364, right? That is the next bigger one. But I mean, day 280 is the biggest one, and that's the only biggest one we're going to have. So yeah, that's something definitely to be looking forward to. And then if we just look at day 369, if we're just going to talk a little bit about that payday, which is around 2,500 ETH is on there. And that's like 8.7 million with the current price. So projects like DragonX, Helios, they are going to get a big chunk of that. And that Ethereum is going to be used to buy and burn their token. So that's also going to be very interesting to see. And especially, I mean, we have Helios here. Probably he can talk about that a little bit more, because I'm not so sure how much percentage of the ETH Helios is going to get, but potentially Dude can talk about that. I mean, regarding, for instance, DragonX, I mean, that's a zero inflation token. It has a fixed supply. And if you look at my Dune dashboard for DragonX, you're going to see that 19.6% of the supply has already been burned, right? And I'll have to look this up again. I'm not sure how much percentage of the stakes DragonX has, but nevertheless, 44.7 of that ETH, which will be claimed for DragonX, is 44.7 of that is going to be used to buy TitanX and burn DragonX. And I mean, that's definitely going to be the last time where DragonX will have the biggest payday. I mean, there's also day 888, which is I'm not sure. I mean, I can look it up. How much money is there currently? The payout, the 888. Well, still there's around 1,000 Ethereum in there, so 3.8 million. But I mean, that's a bit more out there. If I look at my screen here, day 888, that's quite some time. I'm just looking. What is it? I'm curious now because I want to see day 888. All right, that's like 2026, 2nd of April 2026. So that's a bit, that's a bit waiting time for sure. But nevertheless, I think day 280, day 369, in between those 2 days, there's definitely going to be very interesting things happening. So I'll just leave it at that, and I'll give it over to Helios.
Hey, yeah, just to kind of pick up with what you were talking about there. Yeah, we're definitely excited about the day 369 payout just as much as DragonX and everybody else that's got stakes in there. Last I checked, there's like a couple $100,000 worth of ETH that we're going to be getting, and 70% of what we get is going to our buy and burn. So 70% of the ETH that we get is buying TitanX, and that's a huge, just like DragonX buying TitanX, it's going to be a big event for TitanX itself. Even though we're burning HLX tokens, to get there, we have to buy the TitanX. The Verse just put out a video recently talking about a lot of these catalyst events, with the Hyper Vortex kicking off, and that's got a bunch of ETH in it as well that will go into buying TitanX. So yeah, shout out to him. Check out that video. As far as like what we've got going on, you know, that's like 100 days from now. So like that's in the bag. Don't have to worry about it. And also, like last I looked, we've got like $50,000 worth. Like the total liquid supply of HLX is like 50K, and we're gonna receive like 3x that at least in our buy and burn. So that'll be really interesting to watch. But in the meantime, I'm just trying to get all the eyes on Giannis and our second treasury in the Wonderland ecosystem. I just put out an awesome stream with Crypto Awesome last week. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And I am going to do a stream with Smooth and Crypto as well soon, probably another week or so. And I put out 2 or 3 videos on what is Giannis, how does it work, the LP promotion that we've got going on. Also, if you want more info on that, you know, the stream with Mike Dean, we kind of went over that as well. But yeah, that's in the meantime, that's really what I've got going on. What I'm trying to do is just get more eyes on Giannis. And what Giannis is there to do is 2 things primarily. Build our second treasury, which that's what Helios is here to do, is build treasuries that are always there to support burning the tokens and our stakers. So Giannis helps build our treasury and 2 burns HLX. So if you aren't familiar, and I know a lot of people aren't familiar with Pulse Chain, which is where Giannis is, I'm here to help you get bridged over if you need help with that. I know Blaze is heading over to Pulse Chain, and they've got Pulse Wars already going on over there. They're going to be bridging Blaze over as well. So I think we've got quite a few TitanX fans that are already over there on Pulse Chain. So yeah, you should definitely check it out. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this stream with Jake. I hope Ali gives us some alpha. That's what I'm looking for. Let's get some more info on X28. He teased that some future project also is going to have an additional buy and burn for any projects that have TitanX as their main pair. Helios is absolutely one of those projects, so I'm excited to hear about some sort of additional burn for HLX. That'll be awesome as well. So cheers. I'll be around if you got any questions, and have a happy Saturday.
Thanks, Helios. Thanks, dude. That's a good point, really, to hand over to Utah Crypto. And please let us know, you know, let us know the updates. We want to hear from the horse's mouth. We have heard as to your sort of launch dates and so on, and the stream that's upcoming will provide more. But Utah Crypto, can I just hand over to you?
Hey everybody, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Yes, we can.
Awesome. Yeah, so I'm not going to drop too much information because we have a stream coming up in a couple hours. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited about this. I always like to watch Jake streams. But anyway, I posted the link in the comments, and Mike Dean has posted it right above our little contact icons right here on this page. So yeah, jump on over, tune in, get the alpha. And I'm also, I remember him saying that too, dude. So I have not forgot. That's always been in the back of my mind. So hopefully we can get that question answered. That would be awesome. So I think that's about it. Yeah, we're launching Inferno on the 26th. Jump on stream, find out the details. Maybe we can get some X28 information out of Jake. And it looks to me like everything is going according to plan in the TitanX ecosystem, and I am excited. I mean, we have the biggest dump coming up right now, and I'm just pumped. I'm super excited. Like, I am not worried about that. Like, I'm seeing the big picture, and I am stoked.
Thank you. So thank you, Utah. Absolutely. The next few weeks, next couple of months, will present opportunities, different plays, and of course, the information that's being provided during these spaces is to make sure that, or at least to give everyone the opportunity to be better placed and positioned to take advantage of the opportunities. So the floor is open. If you have any questions, any points that you would like the Blaze team to cover during this during the stream in the next hour and a half, please do. Not actually hour and a half, in the next hour. Please do come up and share. In the meantime, Shri Ox, you're up. Over to you. If you've got anything to share, please let us know. Shriox, do you have anything to share? You can either give a thumbs up or just say, or just say no. And then, feel free. Okay. In that case, whenever you're ready, I think just let us know. I think I just wanted to point out and remind us of the milestones that I think Mike Dean touched upon earlier. And Mike, please do give us a thumbs up here. I know there've been discussions around the sort of numbers that we're expecting over numbers. When I say numbers, I mean the claims that we're expecting with respect to the TitanX protocol over the next 2 months. So that's, August and September. My kind of the numbers that I came across is sort of over 50 trillion. Do correct me if I'm wrong. So in essence, we currently have, I think, on the 14 trillion TitanX tokens in circulation. I think by the end of September, we should have more than double that. And it is important for us to understand, because of course, don't be surprised that someone may very well say, come October, end of October, or November, why wasn't this made clear, or why wasn't the information shared? If I had known, I wouldn't have used, or I wouldn't have my play would have been different. I think we're all clear that I've lost count of the number of our spaces where we've highlighted this fact. So there's nothing hidden here. It's all on the open. We do have our highest period of inflation over those 2 months. By November, and we're talking after the 8 million plus payout at ETH's price today. After that payout, you're definitely going to see a lot of activity within the ecosystem. When it comes November, we're hitting that deflationary period that we've all known will occur, but we would actually be living it. We would actually witness it happening. And so November, December, moving into first quarter of next year will be exciting years. So, well, I hope years to come, of course, but exciting months for us. And these months, the time period isn't that far off. It isn't far off at all. So just wanted to mention that, Mike, again, my numbers are over 50 trillion tokens will be due for claims come August, September. And I'm leaving out October. We do have quite a high number of claims due in October. I'm leaving that out for now. I'm just focusing on these two, August and September. In any case, that milestone, I think we pretty much flogged that to death. And I think I hope that we all are aware and to make sure that our play is informed, that we make informed decisions. Okay, on that note, let me just proceed. I want to say Weaponhead actually provided a good breakdown of certain milestones. It's not exhaustive, but he's done really well. 26th of July, just going through it, and anyone who has, please check his tweet on this. So it's 26th July, launch of Inferno. 3rd August is 3rd of August. That's the 280 TitanX, day that we are expecting. So that will be our highest day of inflation. I think Mike has touched upon it. The numbers from when I checked, and if memory serves me right, I prefer to stand corrected, but that's about just over 7 trillion tokens will be expected on that one day, the 3rd of August. So you determine how you want to play this on that day and thereafter. On the 8th of August, you've got Blaze Bonfire. We've got about over 8 ETH in the pool. 19th September, you've got Hyper Vortex, 255 ETH already sitting in the pool, and 81 billion TitanX already in the pool. And also, of course, a 98-day staking payout. So I think it's probably something that some of us would want to pay attention to. Now, 21st September, we have Blaze 88-day staking payout, and there's already 34 ETH in the pool. On 30th October is the 369 day payout, which in terms of ETH is 2,500 ETH. So again, this is not exhaustive. We all know we're expecting X28. We're expecting X28. We're expecting Ouroboros. We're expecting. Sorry, I keep forgetting this. This other project, but it will come back. But in a nutshell, we are expecting from now to sort of day 369. I think up to 5 projects to launch. So Pulsar was the project I was thinking of. So we got Pulsar, we got Ouroboros, we got X20, X28. We definitely have Inferno next week, and there's another one that doesn't quite come to mind. Again, I don't have access currently to my Dean's hub, which then of course has the list of projects that have launched and those that we expected. But long and short of it, I think we get the idea. So that's good. Any questions? Does anyone have anything to raise at this point?
I invited the Verse here to speak.
Oh, good. Is he?
I think he's here.
What's up, guys?
You invited him? Yes. Oh, Verse, we can hear you.
Hey guys, hope everyone's doing all right. As you guys most know, I'm not when it comes to Twitter Spaces. Sometimes I drop off, so let me know if you guys can't hear me. My Wi-Fi is kind of shaky. But long story short, just want to say, shout out to all the projects. Good job on all the hard work. It's great to see the same people here. Shout out to Plan A, Mike Dean, Helios, RayoX, Utah Crypto, Jay-Z, Weaponhead, Zinhead, Rain Man, Rich, Tony, Chiz, and the whole list goes on. The main point I want to get across is we got a lot of catalysts with TitanX. We got stuff going on with Helios, we got stuff going on with Blaze, and I'm still trying to catch up with all these catalyst events, but the one I want to really focus on is what's happening with the Vortex. I believe it's on September 19th. And now we also have that ETH payout with Blaze a couple days after. So I think the main point I'm trying to get across to you guys is that sometime between day 280 at the beginning of August, towards the end of September, we're going to really start to see some awesome price action with TitanX, not financial advice, and we're going to start to see the build out of this ecosystem. So there's a lot of really exciting things happening. And in my opinion, right now, it's the time to make a game plan on how you want to navigate this ecosystem, whether you just want to create a couple TitanX miners, you want to participate in Helios, participate in Blaze, it is completely up to you. But TitanX has still got its thing going on. we're going to have an awesome bull market. And I guarantee you when this thing goes hyper deflationary, we'll see new projects launch on top of it. So overall, really bullish. Just want to shout out to all you guys. Keep up the good work. And I'll be doing some live streams covering some stuff. So, definitely tune in. So thanks, guys.
Thanks, Diverse, as always. Yeah, great. Thanks again. Does anybody else have anything to add?
Yeah, I would like to
After
add
that was really
something to that what the verse just mentioned, and that is basically when he was talking about that there's going to be new projects launching on TitanX, and I believe that's definitely going to happen. And the other thing which is going to make it even more lucrative, I believe, it's once TitanX also has the Omni-chain capabilities. So essentially, there are some projects which just don't make sense to build on Ethereum due to the gas prices, essentially, and it would be much easier to build them on, I don't know, maybe on Base or BNB or whatever, and this is going to be very interesting once TitanX itself has the Omni-chain capability. I mean, essentially, it's just basically that you can bridge. It's not really bridging, well, but yeah, essentially you can call it like bridging. But essentially, your TitanX can live in any chain, and that's going to be very interesting because now, yeah, you could essentially, if you have TitanX on Ethereum, you can just bring it over to let's say Base, and then if there is any projects building their own Base, you can use that TitanX for that as well. So that's going to be very interesting for sure. And the other thing is, like, obviously X28 is Omni-chain from the get-go, from all the information we've got so far. So there's going to be some interplay between X28 and TitanX. So what exactly is going to happen, we're not 100% sure, but maybe we're going to get some more information in the interview, which is going to be coming up soon. I pinned up the YouTube there as well, so if you guys want to join, it'll be great. And then, by the way, I'm just seeing that Ted is listening. That's my partner there on TitanX Hub. So shout out to him. Yeah, he still doesn't want to come up and talk. But anyway, shout out to him.
great. Thanks, Mike, and Ted. Thanks for all the work you do. Even though the offer is still there. Come up and definitely talk whenever you're ready. But all the work you do is definitely recognized. Thank you. And the same for everyone, every member of the community that attends our spaces, contributes, makes suggestions, and contributes in ways that we don't see. I mean, we definitely well, thank you for all you do. I think I will just, if there are no further comments, we'll look at rounding up and for the stream in less than an hour. But let me just say, this is more like this broader crypto point. You do have with, sorry for the noise in the background, by the way, but we are expecting Ethereum ETF should now be to be approved next week. I think the 23rd is the date. Now, if we get that done, and it seems that is pretty much certain, we should start getting Ethereum ETF trading from the 23rd of July. I think, honestly, a lot is setting up for TitanX to do, and the TitanX ecosystem to do brilliantly. Again, not financial advice. I think we all can, that's a given. But I think you must say that our patience would have paid off if, come say within 6 months' time, when we are definitely fully in the deflationary period, that we start seeing the sort of magic that we expect. So I think the exciting times ahead. The timing is coming together. Things are aligning. It's almost as if the stars are aligning. I don't want to speak too soon, of course, but you know, I think it's shaping up, pretty well. So that's really good, and down to the support that the community continues to provide, and continue to provide to all our um, protocols and builders. So I must say again, thank you. I must say, for instance, when Helios launched, we all kind of rallied behind Dude in the project and pushed it. Same thing with Blaze. Kind of went behind and gave it a push. And we've done this with a number of our projects. And this is, the power of a community that is working on principles that are pretty much very high principles. That is of transparency, of the ideals that our community holds very um, important. That those ideals are brought into by any founder or team. There is a ready-made community here. I think you'll struggle to find a better community than the TitanX community. And this is the sort of community that you will have out behind you. So I think on that note, let me hand over to Chiz, who's up. Chiz, over to you.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm like following up on what the verse was saying in terms of it's time to have a strategy for the ecosystem. That's definitely where I'm at. And so what I'm looking to do, and I'm not telling anybody to do anything else. This is just what I'm doing as someone who's been a day one TitanX miner, right? So I've got stuff coming out. Plus being a day one, Helios miner. Plus being a day one hyper miner, right? And so a few things in terms of the catalyst and what I'm focused on. I heard what Dude said in terms of there could be a Helios bear between whenever that was said a few weeks ago and like day 369. I thought, yeah, that makes sense. And so I see a real opportunity with Helios right now. And so with TitanX, it's very valuable, right? I want to keep it. I don't really want to spend it, but if I find ratios between TitanX and Helios that I like, that's how I'll use my TitanX. Same thing with Hyper and TitanX. I'm really paying attention to that ratio, and that pair. Just because I know, I listen to what Jake says, and he said early on, he was like, that pair is going to be special. I'm like, okay, I'm like, okay. And I think it is, and I think it will be. And so I see this huge opportunity with Hyper that I've seen from the beginning personally, even though I was distressed that I don't know when it came out and whatever, and it didn't get support, blah, blah, blah. I knew that it was going to be a good thing because there was not a lot of supply really that came out. And as mining for Hyper has gotten more profitable, we see that, I'm starting to mine again. And so anyway, I see a huge catalyst coming for Hyper. And for Helios, and then just a word about Blaze and then Inferno. Like really shout out to that team, man. I mean, it is so hard to do that you know, it's like a team of 8, you know, in a decentralized world. I mean, that's just amazing what you guys have done. So seriously, it's like, yeah, I just think it's really cool. And I also think that, at least for my ETH, like I have a limited amount of ETH that I have to deploy, right? And so how I think about things is every day I'm looking at Blaze. I'm like, all right, like where's going to be my time? I'm being really patient, right, with Blaze, just because that's what's built into the Blaze system, is that there's always a time and a place to get in, but you got to get in at some point. And so I'm looking for the auctions when nobody else is paying attention. So that's sort of what that's my strategy. I'm holding some ETH. I'm like, all right, I'm going to find my way into Blaze, and, you know, I'm going to keep on mining Hyper. So anyway, that's me. I see a huge opportunity. I'm psyched to be here. I also think that in my experience, like I'm really freaking starting to ground myself out so that I don't make mistakes. I feel like I've set myself up and a bunch of my friends up in not just this ecosystem, but you know, this ecosystem is my primary focus, this bull cycle. And, you know, and I've set myself up and my friends to, I think, do really well, but you got to manage the freaking bull. So with that, happy, I don't know, today's Saturday, everybody. Peace out, y'all, from New York.
Thank you so much, as always, Keith. It's a pleasure always to hear your your input, and of course your insights have always been really appreciated. So thanks again.
I got one more thing.
Yeah.
I got one more thing. If you guys have some time. All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is just my thinking about Inferno. Okay. Part of it is like I'm being patient with Blaze, meaning that I'm looking for my entry points. Same thing with Hyper, right? And so Blaze and Hyper are competing. Yeah, Blaze and Hyper are competing for my ETH right now, which is it's healthy competition. I always like to have healthy competitions. I see Hyper and like Blaze it's very limited supply. I really like that. It's, you know, that's long term that's going to be a killer asset. And I want to hold it. It's like a store of value. Same thing with Hyper, limited supply. But so the other thing about Inferno that I've been paying attention to, and it's definitely competing for my TitanX. I'm like, all right, what am I going to do with my TitanX? And this is not for anyone else. This is just me. I think in like, I have to keep it simple because my brain only has limited capacity, honestly. And so for my TitanX, a third of whatever I have, I'm just going to hold it long term. I'm not doing anything. Okay, I'm just going to hold it, right? A third of it, right, I'm going to put into ETH because I like having ETH, you know, but I'm only going to do it when TitanX is killing it, right? And that ETH I'm going to be putting into Hyper or Blaze. And the third of it, a third of whatever I have is going to be liquid to invest in things like Inferno. So the reason why I like Inferno is because I don't know. I like the Blaze team. I feel like they're willing to support it, and I like that it's I don't even see it as a meme really. I see it as a utility, as a burner, and something that is easy to memify. And so I just like that. So it's definitely competing for my TitanX, but I'm also looking out for Ouroboros to come because I think that's going to be a very interesting project, and I want to save some TitanX for that. So anyway, yeah, it's all good. Peace out, y'all.
Thank you. Thanks again. Yes, we're waiting for Ouroboros and see what what they've been building. I think the understanding is that they're really advanced. The project is now being audited, or the code is being audited, and we should be hearing from them soon. Even though we don't have any, we don't have a date yet. So fingers crossed on that. So again, thanks, Chiz. It's great hearing from you. I want to give a shout out to Mo. Mo is in the house. So thanks, Mo, for attending. Again, I'm sorry, I'm in a public place. You have a little, kid, crying in the background, but I hope it's not too noisy to kind of disrupt, our discussions. But anyway, any other questions? Are there any other questions at all? If there, if there are any questions or any suggested questions for Blaze, the Blaze screen in about 40 minutes, please feel free.
Yeah, I think we can close it off because it's very loud now.
Okay, great. Okay, so I think I think it's stuff now. Sort of gonna move a bit. Okay, but I think if I have it on mute and someone else is speaking, it should be okay. I think what I would say, let's just give another opportunity. If anybody has anything to say, please feel free to come up and share it. Otherwise, we'll start closing. We'll close or start wrapping up now. Okay, good. So closing, I will say, Dude, and of course, you Crypto, you can go first, and Dude, and Mike, and then I can sort of close. Okay, you Crypto, over to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on Chiz, what he was saying about his strategy and things like that. Of course, no financial advice, but just one thing to keep in mind if you're waiting on Blaze, the supply decrease, of course, but Inferno is designed to pump Blaze, and every time you're waiting to get into Blaze, there's payouts every 8 days, so it's just something to pay attention to. Thanks for having us. Thanks for all the support, and tune into the stream. The link's posted in the comments and right here on this page. Thank you.
Thanks, you Crypto. Dude, are you? I've sent you an invite. Do you have any closing remarks for us, or should we would hold? Anyway, Mike, can you let us know what your closing remarks are? We can move forward.
Yeah. So thank you for listening in again. And if you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to spank that like button. First, what I want to say is a shout out to all the builders out there. I mean, this is amazing. All the new projects which are coming in and all the future projects which are going to be coming in. I mean, this is the great thing about TitanX is, you can essentially build upon it. It acts a bit like an L1, although it's not even one. So I think it's a great idea, and we can all see all the projects which are building on top of it already. And if you want to see all the projects which have launched and which are going to launch, definitely visit TitanXhub.com. That's the site I'm running. So I'm doing my part to build on TitanX as well. And probably one thing to just mention as well is that there is a premium version of TitanX Hub, which basically shows like very detailed charts of TitanX and Hyper. And there's definitely also more projects which are going to be coming on there as well. It does come with a fee, but if you're interested for that, definitely send me a DM and I can give you more info regarding that. Yeah, thank you for listening in, and hopefully I'm going to see you later on the YouTube stream there. Jake is going to have a stream later on. I've pinned the tweet on top there from the Blaze team, and I'll see you at the stream later on.
Great, thanks, Mike. Let's do over to you.
Yeah, I've got my popcorn ready, and I'm looking forward to the stream as well. And I will be here. I've been building. I will continue to build. Yeah, just keep an eye on our socials and stay up to date. Thanks.
It's a great, dude. Thank you. Thanks for that. And to everyone, well, apologies for the noise in the background there. Last kind of a few minutes ago. I've just sort of shifted my location, and I must say thanks again for everyone taking the time to attend. It goes to show the commitment that we have. We're doing DeFi together, and this is really what it is about it. Building a community. It's actually to show that you can actually build a community and have a financial system within that community that is governed by code, and that financial system can hold and do some good. I think it's an experiment that's more beyond the TitanX ecosystem, but very much in its infancy. But if this works over the next years to come, you will have communities building their own financial system with code forming the central banking system within that community, and the community can be as dispersed around the world as you can imagine. So I think we're doing something special here. This is an experiment that is going well so far, and I think we have a good chance as anyone. In the short term, as in the next few months, we're expecting some magic to happen. And again, thanks again for everyone's attendance. We're rounding up now, and see you during the stream. I will be dialing in. My flight is a bit later than the start of the stream. I may not be able to catch everything, but I will be dialing in as well. So see you all there. And I promised Ali that I'm going to definitely make sure that I announce this, that encourage everyone to really attend and listen to the stream. So I think I have fulfilled that. Again, thanks again. Have a great enjoy the rest of the weekend, and bye for now. Thanks everyone.